The enemies of the Imperium are without number. There are those who say that our cause is hopeless, that we are only delaying the inevitable. So be it. I will fight on, even if I am buying mere seconds. With the parts I was able to scavenge from the mines, as well as from my savior pod, I will be able to keep myself near capacity for several years to come. Beyond that point, however, my capabilities will begin to degrade as I will have to use substandard components as replacements. I am an Iron Hands, and I will push my skills to the limit to keep myself in good repair. But without the appropriate technology, I will eventually die. So I will drag these people out of the Dark Ages. I will construct great forges, and from the earth we will draw forth mineral and metal. I will not rest in my efforts, even if I am not able to get off-world before I perish. Perhaps I will leave this place prepared to take its place amongst the stars, and face the horrors of the dark.
The next few days saw Fanuel working feverishly to create his own forge. At first the local blacksmith watched him work, learning better ways to handle iron so it was no longer dull and brittle. There would need to be more sophisticated ways to construct tools in the future. But Fanuel needed the basics before he could create more complex technology. Word spread of the skills of the golem beyond the small village, and within a few more days, metalsmiths of all kinds began to flock to the man-machine who knew strength and skill beyond that of any man alive. Abaya watched as the golem worked, and the smiths learned at his feet. Why does he never rest? He is a golem. It is not in his nature to rest. Yes, but I know he is still a man. We've seen him eat. He does sleep, though not very much. Abaya, you have a kind heart, and you see the humanity in all. But do not allow your empathy to cloud your judgment. In the stories, the golem is more than a man. Strong, indomitable, endurance and power beyond that of any mortal man. But a golem is not a man, not entirely. Some of what made him a man is gone. You mean because he's part machine? Partially. But I think he lacks much of the spiritual nature of man. He seems to think that things that make us human make us weak, and he seeks to remove those weaknesses. I wouldn't quibble with him over it, but be aware, Abaya. I think you are dealing with a man-machine who, in many ways, does not wish to be a man or suffer as a man. He hates the flesh, because the flesh suffers and desires. He told me I was important, that I would be priest when you were gone, and it would be my duty to help align the people with his mission. Well, he is right. I am not going to be here forever. I haven't been a young man in a long time, Abaya. But remember the stories. Remember the nature of the golem is to be guided by the rabbi. You know what happens in the stories where the golem is left to forge his own path. They usually fly into a rage and end up being destroyed and hurting many people. I don't think the stories are entirely true, but it is for us to find the truth in them. I believe you will need to guide the golem and keep him connected to humanity and to these people. I see how he drives himself, and I believe he will drive other men the way he drives machines. Drive them until they break, and then rebuild them, stronger, to better suit his purpose, and then drive them again. You must curb his relentless nature. How? Oh, speak to him. Get him to trust you. Develop good judgment. Allow him to see that you are wise, and he will listen to your counsel. But I don't think I'm ready. Well, I'm not gone yet, Abaya. There is still time to learn. But all men must do things they are not entirely prepared for. Do your best. Learn from your failings. Persist, and you will learn. The young acolyte nodded as he watched the golem work tirelessly. He took the counsel of his master and decided he needed to speak more with the golem, and not to be treated like a child. When the day had ended, and those who traveled to speak with the golem had either returned to their own villages, or were bedding in one of the villagers' homes as per the laws of hospitality, Abaya approached the Space Marine captain.
What is it?
The Space Marine did not look up from his work, continuing to pound away at the forge. Abaya swallowed his hesitation. You spoke of the failings of the flesh.
The flesh is weak,
the golem confirmed. I would like to learn more of your teachings. How do I avoid such weakness?
The flesh is heir to hunger and desire. It wishes to avoid pain and pursue pleasure. It is a liability. My brothers in the Iron Hands have learned to trust in the strength of steel.
And how should I do that?
I would recommend that your organic systems be replaced with more efficient augmetic ones. But as your planet is incapable of such things at the moment, you should learn a craft and strengthen your mind and body as best you can as I march this planet towards progress.
Would you teach me? The Space Marine looked at Abaya with what appeared to be a modicum of respect. Since he had arrived, he had treated the teenage boy as if he were a mildly useful nuisance. But Abaya felt as if there was the smallest of human connections there for a moment.
What of your priestly studies? Will you neglect your duties to learn the way of steel?
I will do both. Abaya's voice wavered as he was somewhat aware that he was agreeing to do something he wasn't entirely sure he could do. I will serve and learn from my master while he is awake. I can learn from you at night.
Very well, young Abaya. I will teach you, as long as you have strength of body and will of mind to work and learn.
It appears that these creatures have a taste for excess. All they needed was a little push, a little nudge before they slid into debauchery. Oh, it will be fun and games for now. But there will be work to do. Edifices to construct in the name of our great lady, our Dark Prince. Fun is fun, but I must admit I long for the truly decadent pleasures of his realm. I must say I do hunger for sweeter meats than can be torn from the bones of this planet. But who's to say that this planet won't one day swell ripe with corruption, suitable for my mistress to feed on? I will not rest until every inch of this planet truly knows how to have a good time.
No man do they call me. My mother and my father, and all my comrades as well. Thank you all for listening to this episode of Heart of Iron. If you enjoyed what you heard, please feel free to like and comment, as that helps fortify the hearts of men against the temptations of the flesh. If you are new to this channel and this story has piqued your interest, feel free to subscribe for more tales of self-denial versus self-indulgence. And if you have no idea what's going on, you can click on the story playlist, which should be appearing on screen now. And if you wish to support me, you can join me on Patreon for exclusive behind-the-scenes content and get a nice juicy spot on my end cards. You can also support me via PayPal if you wish. Thank you all very much once again. No Man out.